Okay, so today's video is going to be quite different. I did ask you guys a day ago, hey, give me your takes as to what you like about the channel, the stuff that I'm good at, and the stuff that I'm bad at, you know? Because as a content creator, I do want to grow. I want to lift up my strengths and deplete my weaknesses. And that's what that poll is about, and I get to make a free video about it. But of course, before we do that, you understand that the algorithm sucks ass, correct? So I'm gonna need you to go ahead and do your part. Like the video, dweeb. And for those of you that are not regulars on the channel, you could drop it whenever. Many of you came out and commented, man. I mean, it was ridiculous. But the thing is, I can't feature all of that in one video. So instead, I'm gonna divide things into categories because many of you brought on the same talking points. So let's start off with humor. A lot of you said you liked the humor. You weren't very specific, but you just dropped a friendly message saying you liked it. And you know what? Thanks. That means a lot. It really lets me know that I'm heading in the right direction. However, some of you did specify, and I kind of want to get into that. So some of you like the adult-oriented humor. Others of you like both sides of things. You like a balance. And then there's others who just don't like it at all. Listen, I don't want to fracture my audience, right? I don't want to pick sides either. However, since my first channel, including this channel, and in all my videos, whether it be in the description or about me, I've stated very clearly that I am a 15 to 18 plus channel, okay? Sometimes I engage with family-friendly content, other times I don't. So I put that warning there so you can have discretion. And it sucks, man, because I've always had this problem since Tower Heroes days, where the adult-oriented side bickers about the PC crowd, and then the PC crowd bickers about my humor. Middle crowd doesn't give a damn, but man, it is tiring to deal with. So what I'm gonna do now, in every single one of my videos, from here today till forevermore, because you guys don't read the description or the about me, I will be stating what my content's humor may or may not engage with. Yeah, I know, it's kind of crazy that I have to state that, but it is what it is. All right, next point. A lot of you commented that I should bring some friends along for my videos as well as collabs with other YouTubers. Here's the thing, all right? With regards to my friends, they're busy people, all right? And keep in mind, I have played with my friends before. They have been on videos and on streams, but it's just rare. I would say it was more common during the early days of my channel, but as the years went by, it became more rare and rare as time went on. So that's why you never hear about it. But also, keep in mind, some of my friends are in school, some of them are doing internships, and then some of them are doing now prepare yourself, okay? Because this is gonna be the most edgiest, most crude, disgusting joke I'm about to say, okay? Please prepare yourself, all right? My friends have jobs. JBS. Jobs. They work, man. You unemployed peons wouldn't understand. So it is incredibly difficult to even get them onto videos. Not to mention, I myself have a schedule. They have a schedule. It's not like where you guys can just call up your friend whenever and then you could just hop on. It's not like that at all anymore. And related to the previous talking point, collabs. Again, man, different schedules, but not just that. Again, my channel is 15 to 18 plus. The people that you want me to collaborate with are usually family friendly. I don't want to ruin their reputation, right? Now, if they don't mind and they understand what I engage with and what it means to have me on their channels or the inverse, then fine, you know, I don't mind collaborations. But I think you'll find that it's pretty rare. Also, do keep in mind, I did collaborate with other YouTubers. It's just, that was during my early Tower Heroes days. Like, for example, Bowie, Pioneer and Pixel, Burkay, recently Ali Bear. So the idea of collaboration is not foreign. It's just rare. But if I can, I will try to get collabs because I know you guys really want to see that. So I'll try to reach out to some people. But again, it all depends on their answer. And I'm not going to feel any sort of hatred or remorse if they decline. Because I totally get it, and it would be understandable if they choose not to. So on to the next point. Different games. A lot of you reached out and you liked how I play different games, which I'm very appreciative of. However, some of you brought on the fact that you don't like that I have 1 to 2 main games on the channel. And look, I'm gonna keep it real, man. All right, those main games, I hate to say it, they pay the bills, man. I mean, if I really could, and if I really had the power to do this, I would play whatever game I want, right? Without repercussions, without worrying about the real world. But that's just not how it works, okay? I gotta play these main games to not only sustain, but also grow the channel. And keep in mind, that's only 3 games out of the week. 4 of them are games outside of the main ordeal, so I can't really change it. And not to mention, this idea isn't really new. I even did this back in my old channel, although it wasn't structured and it wasn't even thought of. But even back then, I would play Tower Heroes twice a week and then Battle Buddies. You know, that was my main game and my second main game. It's just that people bring it on now because they don't like Dandy's World, or they don't like Forsaken, or they don't like both. And I understand that, man, but can't stay in the past, and we just gotta move on. Speaking of games, some of you brought up the fact that, well, my channel is a gaming channel, right? However, it's mostly Roblox, and they want to see games that are outside of Roblox. Now, here's the thing. It's a little too late. I mean, my channel is oriented towards Roblox. It's majority Roblox, right? It's the game I grew up with. But you're right. I did specify in my About Me that I'm a gaming channel. Hence, that allows for any sort of game. But if I do introduce other games outside of Roblox, here's the thing. That's going to have to take up a slot within the weekday. So that would mean only 3 videos that are non-main game related. Or I could make that into a stream, right? But I'm already doing as much as I can, man. And that's going to put on a little too much work for me. But if I can, I'll try to see what I can figure out. I'm thinking it'll most likely be a stream as opposed to a video. Because like I said, it's too late. I've already oriented my channel towards Roblox. Nothing really much I could do. And if you're getting ideas like, oh, why don't you just make another channel? Why don't you make more videos? Listen, guy. I do all the recording, all the editing, and all the thumbnails. That takes up most of my time. So like I said, either a sacrifice needs to be made within the weekday, or I have to add on to it by streaming it. There's really not much I can do. But I'll think of something, you know? Again, you guys really want to see that? That's fine, because, you know, I was planning to stream Mobile Legends anyway, so you might get a non-Roblox related game soon. Now, this next point, some of you brought on the idea that I should stream at around your time zone, because I know a lot of you live on the other side of the planet, right? I myself live in the US Central Standard Time, and I'm telling you right now, that's going to be extremely difficult. Because for starters, if I want to stream early, I would have to make my video in the afternoon. Not to mention, I can't even accustom to everyone's time zone. That's going to be impossible. And then there's also the issue of, well, what will I stream, right? Because even for those of you that live on the other side of the planet, you want me to play Dandy's World or Forsaken, and I already play that one too much. So I'm sorry, but that's going to be really difficult to accommodate and figure out. And it's more likely that, simply put, I just won't be able to, man. Again, I record, I edit, and I make the thumbnails. That already eats up so much of my time, I barely get free time. The only free time I get is Saturday, all right? So to add more to the schedule, yeah, that's just way too much, man. Way too much. But if I can't figure something out and it doesn't burden me, then I'll try, right? If I can't, then I'm sorry, dude. It is what it is. At least you have the videos. At least you have the recorded streams. But I know it's not the same as being there live. I get it. But do understand that is a giant obstacle for me. But if I can figure it out, I'll do so. All right, this next point. A lot of you like that I'm very foretelling in my commentary, whether it's like about people or commentary and criticism about a game. I've always been like this, man. I mean, I don't know about you, but when you're playing by yourself or with your friends, like, do you not talk about other people while you're playing a game? Do you not critique how their play style or what they're doing, etc.? I feel like that's a normal thing. Am I weird? Because, like, guy, that's something that we all do. And so because we all do that, I just do so in my videos. I don't know why YouTubers feel the need to mask that. I don't understand it. And as for criticism about games and whatnot, you know, a lot of you like the Dandy's World criticism video. I appreciate that. You know, you gotta understand, though, I've always criticized games. Always. Usually it's in streams. those really aren't well structured, but I have made videos on, say, like Tower Heroes, right, where I criticize the game. So this isn't really anything new to me. I just like criticizing when things are low and when things need to be said, especially with the current state of Danny's world. So, oh, I almost forgot. I do want to make another one, but it does eat up a lot of time. Those criticism videos, I mean, you gotta schedule things, you gotta create a script, you gotta make sure that your ideas are coherent. And not just that, but that they're also reasonable for the developers. It's hard, man. So we'll see if I can make another one. But also, some of you want to see, like, my takes on the updates and whatnot. So I may or may not do that. But do keep in mind, this is a gameplay channel. It's not really targeted towards commentary, but I do engage with it every once in a while. I think it's fun. All right, the next talking point is longer videos. Man, I don't know why you guys came out and said, I want to see 30-minute videos. Listen, dude. Myself, all right, when I was a kid, and even to this day, I like 15-minute videos. Not too long, not too short. That's like my golden rule, right? But sometimes I don't meet that requirement. Some videos may be longer, some videos may be shorter, and that may be due to because either I may not like a game and I cut it short, or simply there wasn't enough content, so it's short, or like in Danny's world, some people just die way too early on, and that cuts the video short. And then the inverse is also true. I may really like a game, so the video might be longer. There is so much to cover, so much gameplay that it makes the video longer, or the teammates are just that good that it makes the video longer. Just know, I don't really plan to make 30-minute videos. Again, as I mentioned previously, I do all the work on this channel, man. I record everything, I edit everything, I make the thumbnails right. That takes hours. Hours! Alright? It's a full-time job for me. So for this point, I don't think I could capitulate. Sorry, man. I can't create longer form content like that. If you really want to see longer videos, just hit a stream. I promise you they're not that different. Or actually, well, maybe it is a little different. I will say the streams are a little more unhinged, but regardless, that is there for you. All right, this next point, suggestions on games. Listen, a lot of you came out and said, hey, why don't you take our suggestions about which games to play and blah, blah, blah. I do. I literally do. The thing is, that takes up slots, man. I only have a certain amount of days within the week to cover other games. And in preference, I prefer underrated games. And no, by underrated, I don't mean games that were once popular and now are below the peak of their player count. No, not at all. I'm talking about games that people have never heard of, that I've never engaged with. If you want to recommend me some good stuff, I am going for the underrated category. You know, a lot of you recommend me stuff that's on the front page, slop games. Dude, I don't want to play Steal a Brain Rot. I don't want to play Gag. I already played Cookie Run Kingdom. I thought it was ass, all right? Played, like, during the Sonic update for, like, a whole month, and then I quit. And that may be why a lot of you think that I don't take suggestions, because, for example, right, Danny's role players, they tend to be into BFDI, Cookie Run Kingdom, Enna's BBC or Q, whatever. BBC. And so, because I play Danny's World, you think I'm into these other things. That's not how it works, man. I play what I think is good. And what I prefer is underrated games. So, if you want to recommend me stuff, please recommend me games that people have never heard of. Again, not games that were once popular and fell down. That's not underrated. That's a game that fell off. If you want to see some examples, think of Super Poly Adventure, Detriment, Death Crystals. I mean, you can look at my underrated games playlist. There's numerous examples. I want to play unique stuff, not just whatever every other YouTuber is playing. Although I understand I may have to balance that every now and then, but regardless, that's my preference. So do not fear suggesting things, because I do listen. Sometimes it's a no, sometimes it's a yes, sometimes it's a maybe. Another point, this will be short, but many of you mentioned, hey, you kind of give up on certain games like Block Tales or Dreams Rider and such. Listen, man, I get it. I will get to them. It's just they take up a slot, you know? And that eats up potential. It eats up potential of what other games I could cover, you know? And it's not like I can record more because, again, hate to repeat this a billion times, but I do all the recording, all the editing, and all the thumbnails. Too much time, man. Too much time. But I will get to them, all right? Don't you worry about it. I just don't want you to see the same games all the time, you know? Well, that's enough of that. Last point, memberships. A lot of you complained about the memberships. Listen, man, I get it. I know from your perspective, I would hate to see a YouTuber put exclusive videos for members and me not having the currency needed to buy that pisses me off. I get it, man. But listen, those videos aren't exclusive. They do end up being released to the public. It's just members first. You will get those videos out eventually. And those 2 videos, they're the Saturday and Sunday video. Main game and second to main game. And the reason why I do it is because, well, listen, I can't work on Sabbath. I have a devout faith that I keep. So in order to not work on said day, I pre-record it on Sunday. I edit it as well, make the thumbnails, and then I release it for the next Saturday and Sunday. And the reason why I made it members first is because, well, I want to give my members something, you know? I could just make it private and not have anyone see it until the day it releases, but I think it's just good to give members something, you know? Regardless, it's only 99 cents. I promise it's not expensive. It's per month. So if you want to, you can do that. If you don't want to, that's fine too, because you're going to get the video regardless. Again, not exclusive, just first. I can't really capitulate on that. So whether you like it or not, it's staying. All right, well, this was great, man. I'll probably ask you guys again in the future, like months from now. I like doing self-evaluation. I like to grow introspectively, you know? So I do hope you enjoy. And with that, I'm going to be calling it here. Goodbye. Goodbye.